Well, today is your maths class. The day is Wednesday. The date is 16th of December. Now, in today's topic, today's lecture, we are going to understand more about ratios and proportion. Okay. So last time you were explained, you were told about what is ratio and what is proportion, and you have solved question number 1 and all parts of question number 1 from exercise exercise 6a. Okay, you have solved all questions, all parts of that question number 1. Now I am proceeding from question number 2. Okay, so let's start with question number 2 here. Okay, so the question number 2 is an alloy contains 13.5 grams of copper. Okay, 13.5 grams of copper, and then 4.5 grams of zinc. Grams of zinc. Now, what do they ask? Find the ratio by mass of copper to zinc in the alloy. Okay, we have to find ratio of copper to zinc. Copper to zinc. So, what's copper? What is the value of copper here? We have to find ratio of copper to zinc. Okay, copper to zinc. I just wrote it from the question. Okay, now in question they ask us the ratio of copper to zinc, so we will write copper here in the numerator and zinc in the denominator. Okay, so now we simply have to put value of copper on the upper side, that is 13.5, and then we have to put value of zinc, that is 4.5. Okay, now what? Now you simply have to figure out that how many times we have to multiply 4.5 in order to get 13.5. Okay, so let's do it here in the rough column. First we will add 4.5 plus 4.5. Here 4.5 plus 4.5 equals 9. Okay, and if we add one more 4.5 and 9, that will be what? 9 plus 4.5, it will be 13.5. Okay, so you may solve it by or any other way. Okay, so here how many times we have added 4.5? 4.5 plus 4.5 equals 9, and plus one more 4.5, it means we have added 4.5 3 times in order to get 13.5. Okay, so that will be 3. Okay, so there is nothing in the denominator. 4.5 into 3 equals 13.5. Okay, so that is our ratio for copper to zinc. 3:1 is our answer. Okay, so now I am moving to question number 3. In question number 3 here. Okay, so in question number 3 they ask us Wahida purchased 8 books, each costing 12 rupees. Okay, it means cost of 8 books is equal to 12 rupees. Now, and 4 story books each costing 9 rupees. So the cost of 4 story books is 9 rupees. Each story book cost of 8 books 10 rupees per book. It simply means per book means that one book is of 12 rupees, not all 8 books are of 12 rupees. Okay, per book means one book is of 12 rupees. So next, 4 story books, cost of 4 story books is equal to 9 rupees. 9 rupees per story book. Okay, so here that's data for this question, that we have cost of 8 books and that cost 12 rupees per book each book, and for cost of 4 story books we have 9 rupees per story book. Now what we have to do here, find the ratio of the amounts she spent on the 2 types of books. Okay, so we simply have to find the ratio of total amounts. So first we will calculate that what's the total value of 8 books. Okay, here we have value of just one book, that's 12 rupees. Now we have to first figure out the total value of 8 books. Okay, so let's solve it. Okay. If one book is of 12 rupees, then 8 books should be of 8 multiplied by 12. So you simply have to multiply the quantity with their cost. Okay, so you will get total value of 8 books. Okay, total cost of 8 books. Okay, so that will be 8 multiplied by 12, and 8 multiplied by 12, that will be equals to 96. You must solve it in your rough column. Okay, so we have got one thing here, the cost of 8 books. Now here we will find the cost for 4 story books. Cost of 4 story books. Okay, what I told you previously, that you simply have to multiply the quantity with their cost. So 4 multiplied by 9. Okay, 9 4s are 36. Okay, so we got the cost of 4 story books, and that's 36. Now what you simply have to do, you have to find the ratios. Okay, so cost of 8 books to cost of 4 story books. Okay, you have to find ratio of cost which is spent on these books. So here cost of 8 books was 96, we will write it here, and cost of 4 story books was 36, so we will write it there. Now you may cancel it with the table of 2 or 4, it's up to you. I am cancelling it with 4 first. So 4 into 9 equals 36. Here 4 into 2 equals 8 when carried, so it will be 2 again. Okay, yeah, 4 again here. So here 9 and here is 24. Okay, now 3 into 3 equals 9 and 3 into 8 equals 24. So the answer is 8:3. So that is the ratio of cost which Fahida spent on 8 books to the ratio spent on 4 story books. Okay, so that is our answer, 8:3. Now let's move to question number 4. Okay, so in question number 4, they ask us, Mr. Bilal has a monthly income of 7,200. Okay, monthly income of Mr. Bilal is equal to 7,200. Okay, so 7,200, and expenditures of resist. Their expenditure means how much they are spending. Okay, their expenditure is 6,300. Okay, their salary is 7,200 and their expenditure is 6,300. Now what do they ask us? Find the ratio of his savings to income. Savings. Okay, so I haven't written saving till yet. First we have to figure out what is the saving of Mr. Bilal. So here their income is 7,200 and their expenditure is 6,300. Now first we will work to find out what's their saving. So saving is equal to income minus expenditure. Okay, you simply have to subtract expenditure from income. Okay, so saving can be calculated by using this formula here. So income is 7,200 and expenditure is 6,300. So saving is 7,200 minus 6,300. You may solve it in your rough column. Okay, I am solving it directly here. That will be 900. Okay, so saving is 900, but we don't have to find the saving. Just they ask us to find the ratio of savings to income. Okay, so we have to find ratio of saving to income. Okay, here I will write saving in the numerator, and there I will write income in the denominator. What's income? 7,200. Okay. So now let's divide it. Okay. 9 0 zeros gets cancelled. 9 into 1 9, and 9 into 8 72. Okay, so that will be 1:8. So that is your answer for ratio of savings to income. Now let's move to question number 5. That is, Samina spends 3/4 of her pocket money to buy chocolates. Okay. Okay. So what to write here? Samina spends 3/4 of her pocket money on chocolates. So for chocolates, Samina spends 3/4 of her pocket money. 3/4 means 3:4. Okay, and the rest to purchase chewing gum. And what's rest here? The rest to purchase chewing gum. Okay, so the rest means you simply have to minus this value from 1 and you will get the rest. Okay, so 1 minus 3/4, you have to solve it. Okay, there is nothing under 1, so there is 1 already. So now you have to do what? That's the old rule, that you have to multiply the denominators. Okay, 4 into 1 4, and then you have to cross multiply. Then 4 into 1 equals 4, and then 3 into 1 equals 3. There is nothing. If there is nothing, it means there is 1. So 4 minus 3 equals 1, and then 4 comes as it is. Okay, so chewing gum. So Samina spends 3/4 of her pocket money on chocolates, and Samina spends the rest. The rest means 1/4. Okay, so we have figured it out. What's rest? That's 1/4. So Samina spends 1/4 of her income, of her pocket money on chewing gum. Okay, now what do they ask here? Find the ratio of the amount spent on chocolates to the spent on chewing gum. Okay, so we simply have to find the ratios. So chewing gum. First we have to write, what do they ask us? Chocolates to chewing gum. Okay, so first we have to write chocolates here, not chewing gum. First we have to write chocolates. Chocolates first and then chewing gum. Okay, now we simply have to write the value for chocolates. That's 3/4 first. Okay, and then chocolate. The value of chocolate is dividing with that of chewing gum, so I will not write again here a bar, but instead I will write a divide sign. Okay, because they are already dividing. Okay, so it's not good to write one more bar here. Okay, so chocolates are dividing with chewing gum, so I wrote value for chocolate first, and then that sign of divisions. This bar means sign of division, and that value of chewing gum is 1/4. Okay, now what? When we have to convert this, when we have to transform this sign of division into multiplication, what do we do? Okay, we shuffle these values. Okay, so the downward value will come upward and the upward value will come downward. So that will be 4/1. Okay, so 4 and 4. I'm repeating it again. What I did here, I wrote the value for chocolates here. 3/4 is the value of chocolates. Okay, and this bar means sign of division. So I wrote it like this. And then value for chewing gum is 1/4. So I wrote it after this. Now we have to convert the sign of division to sign of multiplication. In order to do so, we will write first value as it is. Then we will convert this minus sign, this divide sign, into multiplication. And then we have to move the downward value. We have to write it upward, and we have to write the upward value downward. Okay. So 4 and 4 gets cancelled. We are left with 3/1. 3/1. Okay. So that is the ratio about the amount of pocket money Samina spends on chocolates to chewing gum. So that is the ratio for chocolates to chewing gum. So that is our answer, 3/1. Now here in question number 6, what do they ask us? In 70 liters of mixture of milk and water. Okay, so mixture of milk and water, it means milk plus water, their mixture is of 70 liters. 70 liters. Now they ask us the amount of pure milk is 56 liters. Okay, the amount of milk is pure milk is 56 liters. Okay, now find the ratio of milk to water in the mixture. Find the ratio of milk to water in the mixture. Okay, so but before this we have to find that how much water is mixed and that pure milk. Okay, that is pure milk. So in order to do so, we have this formula, we have this expression here, that milk plus water equals to 70 liters. Milk plus water, that is data here. Milk plus water equals 70 liters. Okay, so we have to find the value for water. So we will move this milk here. It's plus here. It will go. If it will go to the right side, there will be a minus sign. Okay, so we will place value for milk here, that is 56. So 70 minus 56. Okay, so we will get how much water was mixed in the pure milk. Okay, so that will be 14. Okay, so 14 liters of water was mixed in milk, but that's not our answer yet. What did they ask us? They asked us the ratio of milk to water. Okay, so we have to find the ratio of milk to water. So what's the value for pure milk? That is 56. And what's the value for water? That's 14. Okay, now you may cancel these values out by using any table. Here I am cancelling it with table of 7. 7 2s are 7 into 2 14, and 7 into 8 56. Okay, and then 2 into 1 2, 2 into 4 8. So that will be 4:1. Okay, so that is our answer for milk to water ratio. Okay, so I have solved till question number 6 for you. Now if you look at question number 7, these are the questions which I have explained you earlier. Okay, they simply ask, Ahmad earns 5,400 in a month and spends 4,500. Find the ratio of his income to expenditure. Okay, you are now familiar with these things. Okay, I have solved this type of questions. So you may solve question number 7 by yourself. Okay, first you have to find their savings, and then you have to find the respective ratios. Okay, so it's your homework that you simply have to attempt all parts of question number 7. There are just 3 parts. That's your homework. You have to attempt 3 parts of question number 7 all by yourself using today's lecture. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.